Testing. Sing one. Broadcasting to you live from his studio in New Jersey, originally from the great city of Toronto.
Welcome to another edition of the DJ Staples 93 Roundtable, live on Twitch with your host, DJ Staples 93.
Also featuring Juno Award winner and superstar, Simone Denny, Impressions DJ Dan, and DJ George Andrew, featuring Ryan, aka Captain Jacktastic.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, live on Twitch. DJ Staples 93 Roundtable.
DJ Cumberbund.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right.
On top of hit the tight. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That's right. On time is tricky. Ooh, yeah. It's tricky, 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 tricky. It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That's right. On time is tricky. Yeah. Tricky, tricky. I met this little girlie. Her hair was kinda curly. Went to her house and bust her out. I had to leave real early.
These girls are really sleazy. All they just say is please me or spend some time and rock a rhyme. I said it's not that easy.
In New York, the people talking try to make us rhyme. They really hawk, but we just walk because we have no time.
And in the city, it's a pity cause we just can't hide. Yo, tinted windows don't mean nothing. They know who's inside.
Yeah. It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That's right, on time is tricky. Tricky, 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 tricky. It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That's right, on time is tricky. Yeah. Tricky, 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 tricky.
Straight from the hip, cut to the chase. I tell a motherfucking slut to her face. Play new games, say new names. Ever since I broke up with what's her face, I'm a different man. Kiss my ass, kiss my lips. Bitch, why ass? Kiss my dick, get my cash. I'd rather have you whip my ass. Don't put out, I'll put you out. Won't get out, I'll push you out. Push blew out, popping shit. Piss on fire to put you out. Am I too nice? Buy you ice. Bitch, you died, wouldn't buy you life.
It's tricky.
You trying to be my new wife? What, you Mariah? Lied you twice. I do know one thing, no. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday. Monday through Sunday, yo. Maybe I'll love you one day. Maybe we'll someday grow. Till then, just sit your drunk ass on that fucking runway, ho.
It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That's right, on time is tricky. It's tricky, tricky, tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time is tricky. Tricky, 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 huh?
Spunky. Really, really spunky, yeah. In fact, I don't think I can stop being spunky, yeah.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on, with all our mates on. While the smoky man's in this one like Harrison Ford, I'm getting frantic. Touching them 10 tricks, fix me 'cause guaranteed to satisfy. Like Kurosawa, I make mad films. Yeah, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd have a samurai. Gonna get us in the better clubs, gonna run the camera tiny up, so my arms are always flying up the backswing. Gonna get into my Sailor Moon 'cause the cartoon has got the boom anime babes to make me think the wrong thing. Or can't help it if I think you're funny when you're mad. Trying hard not to smile, though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at the funeral. I have a history of losing my shit. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Dropped your arms to the sides and said I'm sorry. 5 days since I laughed at you and said you just did just what I thought you were gonna do. 3 days since the living room. We realized we're both to blame, but what did we do yesterday? You just smiled at me, 'cause it'll still be 2 days till we say we're sorry.
It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That's right, on time is tricky. What we said. Tricky, 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 tricky. It's tricky to rock around, to rock around. That's right, on time is tricky. Tricky, 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 tricky. I'm not dumb, we know you wrong, but you assume on your own. They overcome and lots of dope, but we just leave it alone. It's like that, y'all, but we don't quit. You keep on, 5 shot, 'cause this is it.
The fuck? Why am I on there?
Here's why the ending of that is fantastic.
Right? That I'm sorry.
Whatever, we're here now. The end of that is fantastic because the guy in the Venga Boys video absolutely looks like the old guy from The Sopranos. Right?
The Six Flags guy. It's the Six Flags guy.
Sorry, it's the Six Flags guy. And then you got, I forget his name now, from The Sopranos, but he's like, the fuck am I doing here? Which is fantastic.
Junior, right?
Junior, yes, yes. So welcome, everybody. It's Remembrance Day, or Veterans Day, as they call it here in America. welcome. It's 9 o'clock, November the 11th. We have our full group here this evening. Of course, we got the lovely and talented superstar herself, Simone Denny, back joining us.
Hey, everybody.
From a busy schedule. And speaking of busy schedules, this gentleman touring all over the world the last several weeks, Captain Jacktastic, is back with us, everybody. Make sure you give him a follow here on the Twitch, Captain Jacktastic. We'll talk about his Twitch streams in just a little bit as well, and the times and all that other good stuff. And of course, my right-hand man, Danny Boy. It's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you as always, buddy.
So shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We got Chris, our moderator, Love Bunny. Mike Harding's in the mix there, of course. Good to see you. Lucky Lashes is here. A couple others sitting in the chat. So we appreciate y'all being here. Peter, is he? I wonder, is he one of Cumberbund's guys? Cumberbund is Peter one? Yeah, it's your guy, right? I thought so. So it's good to see Peter in the chat. Everyone say hi to Peter. Is it Peter Tickle? What? Peter Tickle Shea is his screen name. I want to know what that's all about.
Is Peter back or Peter? Oh, there it is.
What's that? Yeah.
Where is it?
Peter Tickle. You see it? He's up there. Yeah. So anyway, it's good to see everybody that's here in the chat. It's good to see the Peters here hanging out, watching with everybody as well. So our guest of honor this evening, he's been on the show once before. He goes by the nickname the Mashup Messiah, and as you can tell from what we played at the opener of the show today, that's why they call him what he does. They do. I can't even speak. So much to talk to him about still from the last time. So I don't want to waste any more time mumbling over my words. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our guest this evening, DJ Cumberbund. What's up?
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for having me on the show tonight.
Dude, it's good to see you again. You're on the West Coast, right? You're out in Vegas?
No, actually, I leave for Vegas right in the morning. I'm in New York tonight.
Nice.
Oh, no kidding.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm 40 minutes outside of New York City, so if you want to meet up for a beer afterwards, let me know.
For sure. Well, if I didn't have such an early flight, but I'm going to take you up on that for sure.
Absolutely. Anytime you're in the area, you let me know, but no pressure. I didn't want to pressure you into being my friend or anything. That's weird. I know.
Yeah, that was kind of weird and very awkward.
A little bit awkward. Yeah, whatever.
This is always trying to do that. I find he's always trying to find like somebody to hang with in Jersey area there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you got no friends up
Why
there?
not?
Right.
Why
No
not?
friends. Nobody
All
wants
good
to hang
things.
out with me. Yeah, man. Nobody wants to hang with me. So the last time we had you on the show, I remember very vividly. We played "Wanna Be Starting Something," and it was you're shouting out Barron Trump because it was his birthday, which was great. And you mixed in everybody from Black Crowes. I want to see if I can remember everybody. Post Malone, Black Crowes, Rush. Obviously Michael Jackson, George Michael. I'm forgetting some of them, right? Do you remember?
I don't, and it's terrible.
All right. It's a lot.
Squeeze. That's right. See, my right hand man. He jumps on it.
There you go. That's right. Squeeze. And then so for today we played this one with the Venga Boys, and obviously Bare Naked Ladies. There's a bunch of Canadians in the house. We love the Bare Naked Ladies. So my question to you is, you literally mash up all these different genres and different artists and stuff like that. How does the idea come to you? Like, do you hear a song and go, oh, this one makes great with this, and then it just kind of like, how does the whole process work for you?
It's honestly a blessing and a curse sometimes.
Yeah.
Because things will just play in my head constantly, and my life is a soundtrack.
Right.
And sometimes I'll find something just in my head that I think will fit over it smooth. Other times I have tons of lists upon lists on my computer, what key things are in, what BPMs, all that kind of stuff. And it's all about making magic and trying to create what I can create. And other times it's we'll just say a little enhanced inspirational.
Right. I got you. I know how that goes. Of course. Now, so what comes first? Obviously the audio comes first.
The chicken.
Right. The chicken comes first. Right. The chicken. How long does that take you typically to put something together like that? Days? One day?
No, honestly, it depends. Because if I'm mixing in something like the one you were just talking about, starting something, that one could take a whole week because I'm pulling from everywhere. Something like the Venga Boys track, just now, and like Strasicula and stuff like that, those would only take a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic.
As long as I find the overlay and I keep maneuvering things around is the right way to put it. It could come together pretty simple.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Cumberbund, I had a question for you. I like the way you expressed that on your website. I'd had a chance to check out a few of your mashups. That one we just played at the top of the show, I hadn't seen yet. It's excellent, by the way.
Thank you.
I like the way you expressed it to the way that Staples asked the question, the way you expressed it in your website. You almost made it, you described it as you're haunted by a certain things in your head, and medical professionals are involved. Obviously, you're having a little fun with this, but is this just something that you wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and it's there immediately, or sometimes it takes a little longer to get to that process? Is it a combination of column A and column B for you?
On occasion, I've woken up in a stupor and being like, I need to do something with this, Other times it does take a while for the method or the link, I would say, to come together. But there has been on occasion where I've popped up and go, I need to do something here. Like, obviously with, sorry, my dog is in the room.
It's all right. It's all right.
Like with the Phantom of the Opera and AC/DC's Big Balls, that was a stupor. That was something in a brief instant. I was like, this could work. And yeah, so it all depends on everything. There's a lot of factors involved.
What's the fastest mashup that you've ever worked on?
The fastest one was surprisingly Earth, Wind, and Ozzy's went together surprisingly fast. That I think I had fully done with, obviously minor tweaks after, but I think I had that fully done within like 4 hours.
Wow.
They overlaid like Crazy Train overlaid on top of September so easily that all it was minor tweaking and my perfectionist ear. Because otherwise something would really bother me.
Would you actively seek out genres and music that are distances apart for that shock effect, if you will, when you put something together? Whereas you have something maybe from the 70s and then maybe something, maybe it's funk and then maybe it's heavy metal. Like, would you seek that out specifically, or would you start with BPMs and keys and things like that?
I try and start with the key, but I do seek out something like, there's no way these are going to go together. I want that shock and awe. When you listen to it, you're like, well, now I can't hear September without saying crazy, and hearing All Aboard in the beginning, I want effect like that. Yeah. I want you to be able to hear the original song someplace else completely and be like, this isn't the right one. We don't like this version anymore.
Right.
Not that the original isn't great, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I try to go for that shock and awe effect.
Nice. And the other thing is this, we touched upon this last time. As a wrestling fan myself, obviously you too are a wrestling fan. You love the Macho Man Randy Savage. Mean Gene says your name. DJ, is that actually Mean Gene saying it?
There is no AI with that. Yep.
Fantastic.
Really?
How does that happen?
Phone calls, a lot of phone calls, a lot of connections pulled, and he pulled it off, and it sounded fantastic, and I've been using it ever since.
That's again, as a wrestling fan, that's a nice flex you got there at the beginning of all your stuff.
I tried to get Howard Finkel too, and that fell through because unfortunately around the same time he passed away.
Sure. That's amazing. But again, consistent. Every song's got a Randy Savage something or other, which is.
I have Lanny Poffo on video saying my name too.
Oh, really?
Waiting to sprinkle that in somewhere, maybe.
All right. Well, for those that don't know, if you're not a wrestling fan like some of us, Lanny Poffo is Randy Savage's brother. So
Mhm.
he went by the Genius and a bunch of other monikers, if you will, during his wrestling heyday. But that's that again. That's I know you made mention once before, right? Like you're good with the Savage family with Lanny, and he's
Yeah,
giving you the
Lanny gave me full permission to use whatever I wanted, which was really nice. Um, and yeah, he was one of the greatest, kindest people
That's
ever.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
May he rest
Now,
in peace.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Are you still opening for the B-52s on tour?
Yeah, they keep asking me back, and I
Yeah.
love doing it for them. They are such fantastic people.
Yeah.
The whole organization is made up of such wonderful people that I can't picture being on tour with anybody else right now. Like they've made me part of the family almost instantly.
Mhm.
And yes, they keep asking me back to hype up their crowd, and I will do it for them anytime they ask. I love
N-
them so much.
How did
And
that?
that's go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say how that whole thing. How did that whole thing begin? Was it some kind of project you worked on with them originally, and then they asked you to join them for the residency? Is that how? Is that how it happened?
No, it happened right before COVID. They
Oh,
played a concert in Central Park, and they invited me to it because we just released me and Pete. We just released Detroit Rock Lobster,
okay.
and it went viral, and people loved it, and their artist management team loved it. Crush Media, they loved it, and Crush Music. Why did I say Crush Media? Sorry. They loved it, and they got in touch with us, asked us to come to the show, asked permission if they can use it at the beginning of the show in one of their videos. We said absolutely, and we stayed in touch ever since. And then when they went to go do their farewell complete tour, they were like, "Hey, why don't you do this in front of a live audience and let's see how it goes?"
Mhm.
And we played in Seattle for them, and the audience was electric and went
Mm.
nuts for it.
Nice.
To the point that when I was leaving, all of a sudden there was a line to meet me and take pictures and stuff like that. It was crazy. It was a complete culture shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, once they saw how amped up the crowd was after I was done, they were like, "Welcome to the tour."
Nice.
And that was it. It's been history ever since. And like I said, I absolutely love and adore them, and will work with them any chance I get.
Nice.
That's fantastic. Good for you. Good for you.
Thank
And
you.
that's out in Vegas, correct?
Right, that's out in Vegas at the Venetian.
Now, when you're performing live, are you projecting? Are you playing your stuff on a big video screen as well?
Yes, but it's a little bit of both. I'm mixing live on stage as well, a little bit.
Okay. Okay. So, are you only playing your mashups, or are you playing a little bit of like a variety of stuff besides just yours?
Well, I'll be honest. They want me to keep it just my own.
Okay.
And thankfully, I have enough that I can keep it switching up and everything like that to, because this is my third or fourth time going back with them. And, I change the show, change the intro every time to keep it fresh and exciting, and they love it.
That's fantastic. Oh, Pete's saying in the chat that the Halloween sets were banging. I can only imagine. Can only imagine.
We did have a great Halloween set. It was we got the crowd involved. We did a lot of brought back some nice oldies and remixed some custom vocals in some great songs, mixing the Monster Mash with Cocaine by Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
And do some custom vocals for that. That was a fun one. That was a fun show.
There's some in research for the show that I do, looking at all your videos and such. I like the Alice Cooper Frankenstein. That's pretty topical, obviously, with Halloween coming out.
That we made for that show. Yeah, we made
Oh,
that
you
for the
did?
show, and it turned out so good. We're like, we need to release this, because originally I was going to keep it as a just an exclusive if you were at one of those two shows. And then just as it's progressing and as I'm playing it over and over in nauseum, I'm like, I have to release this. This is phenomenal.
No, it's great.
It's not one of the ones that ended up on the cutting room floor, which thankfully.
Yeah. And the other good thing about what you do, your work, is the titles of these tracks that you're putting together. Songs like Pretty Fly for Rasputin. I know the song. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
So that is Offspring, and I forget who does the Rasputin song, but
ODM.
ODM. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of like all the mashups that I do is I try and take the titles of each song, or at least the choruses of each song, and try and make it the title. You know, so I just have fun with it. Like naming the title is the last thing I do in the whole thing, and that's just for funsies.
Right. I gotcha. Oh, sorry, I just drew a blank for a second. Now, my other question is this: as a DJ, myself, Dan, Ryan, for years we've been doing it. Obviously, you're the messiah when it comes to doing mashups. What are your thoughts now with stems and all the software that's out now for every DJ or anyone that really can turn on a laptop at this point? What are your thoughts on when you go online and you see these DJs like, oh, look at me, I did this mashup. Hey, like, what are your thoughts on stuff like that?
I think it's great. I think it's great for music in general that people have such access to it and people want to be creative. There are certain programs that are spliced better than others. Like for instance, I'm using the I believe it's called lala.io.
Okay.
And it seems to cut the stems out very well. So that's that. I think it's fantastic that people have such access to that right now. Like I did an exclusive, and I haven't released it because I did it exclusively for Trey Cool, right?
Okay.
I did an event for Trey Cool and his wife, and they're such beautiful people. I love them too. And I did what was it? It was Rise Against mixed with Ordinary World. Not Ordinary World by Green Day. It was Ordinary World by Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it came out so beautifully that I kind of made it into a wedding montage for them.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, that was so much fun.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty cool what can be done with stems, even from a DJing perspective. If you're just, pulling out, and for those folks in the chat, I just added a comment there. If you're not familiar with stems and music, it's just the different elements of a track. So it could be vocals and separating that out, and that's obviously going to be crucial to you, Cumberbund, for the stuff that you do. But we use it. I use it occasionally for mixing and things of that nature. So it's pretty important. Just want to say hello to Nata Girl BC, by the way, who just entered the fray. Hello, Nata Girl BC. Nice to see you as well. But if I may, Brad, you were talking about some of the titles, and I was quite entertained this afternoon. I was looking at some of these videos and titles, and of course we talked a little bit already about pretty fly for Rasputin, and that's a perfect example of taking something from 1998, which was a massive hit, and then Boney M, of course. There's a lot of things going on with Boney M's music, but I have another one, and Dan, we're gonna talk about the second one here, and then we're gonna get if that's okay with everybody, we're gonna give a little bit of a sample of a couple of your other songs. We saw a good one off the top there, so let me just set this up a little bit. So speaking, we were talking about Offspring. Speaking of Offspring, this Twisted Alchemy from DJ Cumberbund, it yields an Offspring loved by hundreds of thousands of viewers on YouTube. I looked at that today. In fact, one viewer named John Nort says this about you, DJ Cumberbund: can we just admit that DJ Cumberbund is the greatest mashup artist of all time? That's high praise.
That's huge.
It is huge, right? Now, I personally remember, I don't know about you guys, depending on your vintage, I remember in high school just how naughty it felt when you discovered how Quiet Riot spelled the title of their song, Come On, Feel the Noise. So it's appropriate then that we get this after fusing that track with a massive Smash Mouth track. Here's a little listen to, this is a track called Bangin' on the Sun.
I'm like a laser, six-string razor. I got a mouth like an alligator. I want it louder, more power.
There you go. A little bit of Smash Mouth and Quiet Riot there.
Yeah.
Clever, very clever.
And how old is that one? When did you produce that one, Cumberbund?
Oh God. That one's at least 5 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say.
Yeah, because it's the beauty of it. You can take a lot of these songs together, and they're timeless and alone, but then you put them together, and they get their own sort of timelessness as well. So we'll do one more here. I'm going to talk a little bit about one more here. In fact, roundtablers, it's time for a history lesson brought to you by Captain Jack Tastic.
All right.
Yes, and basically, by the way, if you're not familiar with my stream, I spend, speaking of history, spend some of the greatest alternative music of all time while sitting all alone in my dark, sad basement. But speaking of great and sad, one of the greatest boxers of all time, according to Hollywood, is a white guy named Rocky Balboa. Now, depending on your age, you may recall that that bit of fiction was released in the year of our Spaghetti Monster in the Sky, 1976. And you know what else happened in that same year? That also involved a white boy. Well, many things, I'm sure, but the band Wild Cherry released the track "Play That Funky Music," which we've heard about a zillion times at weddings. But thanks to DJ Cumberbund, decades later, he would geniusly merge that track with the obvious choice, a song by a German industrial metal band. This mashup deservedly earned DJ Cumberbund a Webby Award. This one's called "Play That Funky Music," Rammstein.
Perfect.
DJ Cumberbund.
That's great. It's so great.
And the video to that is awesome too.
Nice,
pretty cool
David.
stuff.
That's fantastic. Now, a lot of your videos are on YouTube. Is that where you put them out primarily?
Yeah, pretty much. It's YouTube and Instagram, TikTok as well. You know, I try and hit all the platforms.
Does your dog want to come on and talk? Because I'll get mine too. They can, we'll just put this whole thing for the animals. I love it. I love it. My dog. Well, I don't know where my dog. I'm surprised she's not in the chair behind me. Anyway, I lost my train of thought.
Is there anything when you're doing any of these
great.
mashups and everything, anything that you consider is too much in terms of the number of components you're going to add in?
You know what? I've never considered that. I'll be honest with you. I've never considered too much.
Well, which mash do you have that has the most number in it?
That's the starting something.
The starting something.
Okay.
Yeah. That one has the most. And then there's also Everybody in the Sunshine Band. That one has a lot of factors in it too.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my two biggest. But yeah, no, I've never considered too many components.
Yeah, as long as you're not overdoing too many at once.
Right. When you have the final product and you feel like it's almost the final product and you're listening to it, you know, to make sure everything meshes and flows and all that kind of stuff, it's if it's crowded, if it's overcrowded, you'll definitely hear it.
Yeah.
And I have taken parts out of a song before, but I've never gone with the judgment of, you know, too many elements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there a particular one that you've done that you would consider to be your favorite?
I love Jeraloose.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's something about that song. I mean, it's such a sad song, and I made it so boppy, and it's terrible. It really is. Not that it's a terrible song. It's terrible that I made such a sad song so boppy. But like,
right. What songs are in that? What songs are in that particular?
That one is Jeremy, you know, by Pearl Jam,
yeah.
And Footloose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I called it Jeraloose, and it's about trying to make the kid that's about to commit suicide dance. I guess.
Nice.
Terrible.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
I think that's one thing. I think a similarity that maybe we have, maybe a bunch of the folks listening, and I know Staples at least, and I have dark sense of humor sometimes, and some of that comes across in some of it. And I think the other one I saw today was "Wake Me Up Before Rehab." I think, which was an unholy hybrid, but I love it, of Wham and what's her name?
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse. But the video itself is, someone mentioned on the comments too that the Wham video with the Choose Life and it t-shirts, and it's all sorts of wacky stuff going on there, right? So that was pretty interesting as well. That was fun to watch, but also it's your dark sense of humor, obviously, too, right?
It really is, because I put a lot of satire into my stuff, and it's funny to me, unfortunately, I guess, when not a lot of people pick up on it. And like I'll get cursed out, like, how could you do this, you asshole, blah 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 blah. And it's just like, I'm just having fun, man. Did it make you think about it? Did it put a smile on your face? Come on.
Absolutely.
Like, I got a death threat
Oh wow.
that I can't go to Perth, Australia, because I mixed Metallica with a couple of things. I believe it was the Chris Brown one. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which I think is hysterical. That meant more to me than the Webby, because I was like, well, once I got a death threat, I made it. We're good.
Right. That's when you finally peaked.
Right.
I'm still waiting for a death threat personally.
Oh god.
So, yeah.
Well, you'd probably die in Australia anyway, because every animal in that country can kill you. Probably that's what they tell us. Anyway.
That is true.
100%.
I thought maybe you're gonna say something like you mashed up like Beds Are Burning with Devil Inside, like, you know what I mean, like with all these Australian artists and stuff like that. But I guess they take the other artists very seriously down there.
Yes, he was very offended that I tainted Metallica.
How dare you? Yeah, I think Metallica tainted themselves when they cut their hair, but that's just me.
Oh
that's
god.
Just me. Yeah, we won't go there. We talked about that last week. One of the other mashups you did recently for Alanis Morissette and Joan Jett, and that was all over Alanis's website, on her Facebook, and like, how did that come about? Did you talk to her or
I
Joan
did?
Jett? Yeah,
I did, and I met her and everything, and she complimented on it, and it was a surreal experience, because she's such a voice of 90s angst and early 2000s angst that meeting her in person, I was like, oh my god, you're real. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got to go to the tour, that she just did with Joan Jett, and we did it, and it helped promote the tour and everything, and it was just a surreal experience. Like, I can't thank them enough.
That's awesome. And speaking of Australia, Pete is saying you should do some Silverchair. There you go.
Pete should be quiet.
There you go. All right.
I have a question.
Sure.
When you're not the Messiah, mashup Messiah, and you're chilling at home, what is it Drew listening to?
That's a good question. That is a really good question, because it all depends on what mood I'm in.
Of course. So who are your favorite artists then? Who are your favorite artists that you would kick back and just take in?
Like right now, I'm on a Jelly Roll kick.
Okay.
I do love Jelly Roll right now.
Okay.
But honestly, I'll go anywhere from Broadway soundtracks to bluegrass music, and I'll listen to everything.
Eclectic.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I have an EDM playlist. I have a rap playlist. I have a country playlist, like 90s country playlist, the old school stuff. I have a Rat Pack playlist. I love it all.
That's
I
awesome.
love music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I was trying to see what inspires you, but I'm eclectic, so it seems that you are as well. That's awesome.
And that being said, when you're listening to music like that, like someone said, when you sit back and you're like, I just want to listen to some music here, does it hit you right away? Like, where are you always thinking, wow, this would be good with this song? Or are you able to just enjoy a track without?
It all depends. It really does. Like if I'm honestly trying to relax, I'll try and shut it off the best I can. Sometimes it will come back and be like, "Oh, maybe you should write this down," you know?
Right, yeah.
But I do try and just mellow out sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like voices in your head, right? You just want to be relaxed,
Yeah.
put on a little whatever, and then all of a sudden that other voice is in your head, right? Like, oh, this would sound really good with this one. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's the musical schizophrenia.
I
Absolutely.
like that.
That's
I like
exactly
that. Musical
exactly.
schizophrenia. Yeah.
And I asked that
That's it.
because, like, as a DJ, it's something that I find I often do. If I'm sitting listening to a song, like,
Mm.
oh, I think this would mix in really good with this song next, and then I go to events and try it,
Yeah.
and then it crashes and burns. No.
Right.
Doesn't always crash and burn.
Sometimes, right?
You do have to have a test audience, and for me, I do test a lot of stuff with my Patreon fans.
Yeah.
You know, I give them exclusive access. Say, what do you think of this, and stuff like that.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Smart.
So can you so you can go on your Patreon and download full tracks, things like that?
When you join up certain tiers, I do give you access to some downloads. Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. Is that information on your website, djcummerbund.com?
Absolutely.
All right, see how I did that? Also, I noticed on your website, you know, you've got your home, you got your shop where you can get all the swag, which is great because you got a lot of the Macho Man stuff, which I love. It talks about live streaming and it says coming soon.
That's funny. I was going to talk to you about that. Yeah.
See? So what's that all about?
So I'm in the middle of testing everything out right now. And I'm trying to get my brain wrapped around the interworkings of OBS and everything. If you have any pointers, please reach out or please let me know. But I have been testing it out. It had to take a little bit of a sidebar at the moment because I was, been back and forth to LA, and then there was Washington and Chicago and now Vegas and stuff. But once I come back from Vegas, I have a little time in between gigs, so I'm going to get more of a handle on it.
Awesome.
But I definitely plan on launching it soon. I'm excited to launch it. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be a lot of fun. What I plan on doing, as long as everything works out correctly, I plan on trying to do mashups on the fly with fan interaction.
Nice.
And seeing how good they would do and how, you know, see ones, because one of them sometimes can be like that. And some fan suggestions, it's like, all right, this was a really good idea.
Yeah.
Other times I'm like, here, listen to this. It's going to fall flat, but listen to this, you know?
And that's the other thing that's on your website here. If you click on it, it says suggest the mash. So you're open for people to say, hey, I think this would be really great.
Right.
Okay.
And that's mainly there because I want the fans to be involved in everything like that. And the only thing that stinks is I don't always get to the Instagram comments. Like, you know, the Instagram either comments or the direct messages were saying, hey, can you do this and this and this? And it was like, I could, but I have a lot of stuff going on right now. So why don't you go over to the website? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm trying to filter it through so that way it's more streamlined and interactive and you know, the fan friendly.
Yeah, so go check out his website, djcummerbund.com, and again, you can look at some of the swag, and you can go to and then you got the shop where you get tees, you get hoodies and tanks and all that other great stuff.
I have old wrestling style tees. I have rock band style tees.
I have a question.
Of course.
What inspired the name DJ Cummerbund?
What inspired the name DJ Cummerbund?
Yeah.
Well, back, I want to say, it was 15 years ago.
Okay.
I want to say it was 15 years ago at the moment. Yeah, it was about 15 years ago. I was playing, not DJ or anything. Like I was playing with my cousins at a wedding, and you know we were roughhousing and everything. And I ran through the event hall, I guess you call it, and my cummerbund got caught on the door. And I actually broke a rib because of it. It wasn't fun. So a cummerbund has been marked on me ever since.
Oh,
So when I was trying to come up with the name, I was just like, that'll work.
no, that's great.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Nice.
It's always the weird stuff that leaves the impact.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Speaking of impact, the other lesser known fact, perhaps that people should know about DJ Cummerbund, that he probably can kick all of our asses. Is that correct, DJ Cummerbund?
Cannot confirm or deny.
Uh-huh. Well, that question was posed specifically on your website. I think it said, can DJ Cummerbund beat you up? Is that what the question was? And give us the answer to that and why that question was put there.
You know what? That must have been one of my friends doing that. It's there we go. So my cohort says it's a villain origin story.
Right.
So that part right there, we have some fun with it. Because you can't be serious all the time.
But do you actually? I think there was some reference to some Taekwondo. Is that correct?
I do have training in Taekwondo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and a couple other things.
So you're a martial arts guy. Gotcha.
I try to be.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little bit more lazy now, but I try to be.
A few different martial arts, so you kind of mash them up.
Exactly.
Look at Danny Boy. Welcome to work today, Danny Boy. Good job. That's why you get paid the no bucks.
Danny sigh. Oh.
Do you ever have? What's the copy? Do you have any kind of issues with? I might have asked you this last time, but do you have any issues with copyright at all?
Yes.
Okay.
As usual.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone knows there's ways to tiptoe around. So it's just about finding the niche. And like I said, the music industry itself is kind of leaning towards this right now. So, for example, when Beyonce released her album, right, she actually released the acapella tracks too. So people are starting to pick up on this fact, and it's kind of like, hey, the Weird Al effect,
right?
Like parody my music or something like that. That way, people listen to the original. And it's the same kind of concept. So are we getting hit now more than we used to? Not really. It's actually been easing up a little bit,
right?
Which is nice. And by the way, I will be doing a live karate demonstration at my show in Vegas.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. Gonna be breaking some boards, are you, in Vegas?
Yep. Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm excited.
Did you ever did you ever do a mashup for Kung Fu Fighting? Now since we're talking about it.
It may or may not be released in Vegas.
There you go. There you go. You got an exclusive there.
That's it. We should be in Vegas. That would be lovely. Yeah.
Come on down.
Definitely.
Oh, it would be fantastic. I may never come back if I go to Vegas, so that's the problem. Do you get artists that reach out to you and go, "Hey, man, could you mash up my tune?" or or I like what you did with my song. It's great. Does that ever happen?
Yeah, a couple times. Like that happened with Alanis Morissette. It happened with Cardi B. It happened with oh my god, I'm blanking on their name. Fountain of Wayne. You know,
cool.
So it does happen every now and then. Yeah. I mean that's one of the reasons why Trey Cool loves me so much. That started with that. He's been great ever since. He was the first one to congratulate me when I won my Video Music Award. He sent me a message saying welcome to the Moon Man Club.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a growing friendship with him. I loved it. And he, as soon as I came out with Basket Flies, he was like, this is spectacular. So
and by the way, I just have to make a mention of this one. Red Hot Chili Peppers with, is it Cake? I believe.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, folks, y'all got to go to his YouTube. There's just so much. It's gold. I'm telling you, it's gold. You got to go check this stuff out. Yeah, it's gold, Jerry. So tomorrow,
your background is my goal. Your background is my goal. Your background is my goal. I want records. I want a Grammy. I want it all.
Oh, I want a Grammy too. I'm with you on that.
Let's team up. Let's get one.
I'm dead serious. I want a Grammy, so I'm with you.
That brings me to a question. Like, what are the possibilities? Maybe Mr. Cummerbund, if you and somebody like Simone maybe, hooking up.
I am absolutely open to collabs. Absolutely.
There you go. See,
there we
I'm
go.
Gonna have to send you some of Simone's banging tracks, as the kids say.
Would love to.
It's good shit. It's real good shit. So you're going to Vegas, and then what else is coming up with you? Like, what's next for you?
So I have Vegas coming up this week. Then we're opening an arena in Georgia. That was also another one that the B-52s asked me to come with them on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they're opening up a new arena for a newly formed amateur hockey team called the Athens Rock Lobsters.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So I get to open an arena, which I think is unbelievably amazing.
That's pretty cool.
And then I have a few private gigs lined up, private parties and stuff like that I'm going to be doing. That's it for 2024. I'm hoping for many more 2025.
Absolutely.
So when you're doing your private parties, I think I also noticed on your website that you do not do weddings. Good man. But what are you playing at your private parties musically? Are you all over the map? Obviously, you might be playing some of your own mashups, but I mean, are you just catering to the crowd, or are you just doing your own thing? What does it?
No, I build a set. And I go there, and I still go with my video elements and stuff like that, and I kind of put on like a show, just like I would do, opening for anybody. I put on a show, and I will cater it to the person that's the event's being thrown for, or whatever the event means, or something like that. But I am all around Andy Kaufman's song and dance man.
That's awesome. I love it. Do you play the Mighty Mouse theme song, and you sing and you lip sync to that one like he did, right?
That's going to be my next intro. For Athens.
I'm sitting here this whole time, by the way, and I'm trying to think of what's going to go good with Stacy's mom.
What went with Stacy's mom?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what goes good with Stacy's mom, because I've done it.
Only because I'm thinking of the name, and all I got was Stacy's Mama Mia. That's it. But I don't know.
I'll tell you what goes good. You got to speed it up a little bit, Stacy's mom. But Adamski's Killer with Seal. Remember that one? That's your backing track to Stacy's mom's vocals. I'm telling you, it kicks butt.
Interesting.
I'll throw that out there. You guys want to take it, go for it. But I'm saying, try it out. Try it out. It does go very well together.
It looks like Retro Mix Toronto's chiming in there. Brad, you take a little poke at the old Staples, I think there. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's talking about my mom, which, that's whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. Low hanging fruit, right?
Yeah, exactly. Anywho. All right, Mr. Cummerbund. So check out his website, DJ Cummerbund. I'm excited to see if you're going to stream one day. I'm telling you, if you want to talk about OBS, the captain and Dan are your people.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the things, definitely my suggestion is, especially if you don't have time, get somebody to do a bunch of overlays for you.
I'm in the midst of making the overlays.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
That's what takes the most time with it is building those overlays and getting them done right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The testing, we've been testing this for, I want to say 2 months now. Just making sure everything's right, because, I don't want anything to go wrong.
Yeah.
And then use things like Stream Elements. Or Stream Elements helps out with things like, I don't know, did it pop up on your stream yet, guys?
Which one?
I don't know what.
So Stream Elements will give you, I guess it's not working, but it'll give you automated messages and things like that.
Okay.
So every once in a while, it'll say here, there's one right there.
Stream Elements.
There you go.
Okay.
So when you go live, it'll send a message, things like that.
So when you do live stream, what are you going to do? Are you going to do it on various platforms at the same time?
I'm going to try. Yeah.
Smart.
Okay.
Yeah, I want as many people to be involved. There's going to be some exclusive Patreon ones. There's going to be a Discord server, but I'm going to try and get on as many platforms as possible, so that way to get everybody involved.
Nice.
Do you know roughly how many people are following you on TikTok, Instagram, individually? Do you have an idea?
It's roughly around 1.9 million, something like that.
Wow.
Total, or just
round up? Let's round up to 2 million.
yeah.
Almost 2 million. Yeah, total.
You're being modest. You're being modest. Yeah, very cool.
That's awesome, man. Only 1 point on your thing.
Only
You couldn't hit the 2 million mark.
Yeah. It's like going to CVS. Why don't you just round up for us? Come on. Anyway, you're on Long Island, right?
Yeah.
How are your Islanders doing so far this season?
I don't know. I'm a Ranger fan.
Oh.
I'm a diehard Ranger fan.
That's right. I forgot from last time. You guys beat us. I'm a Leaf fan, and you guys. I don't want to talk about it. Then I don't want to talk about it. Scratch that one from the record. It never happened. Take that question out. We'll see. We'll see what happens this season.
Yeah. I want to say I have all the faith in the world in this team, but I'm also a realist. And I don't know if they can fully go the distance. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm looking at another rebuild phase, which I'm like so sick of.
There's a great documentary on the Amazon Prime right now called Face Off. Have you seen that?
Not fully yet. I watched the first episode not too long ago. Yes.
Yeah. I had no idea, speaking of the Leafs and the Rangers, I had no idea that Nylander from the Maple Leafs, his dad played on the Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
I was
idea.
a fan of his. I have his autograph somewhere. Yep.
Do you really? That's
yeah.
So,
yeah. Nylander was great. He's the one that I think he had 4 assists in one game against the Islanders, with Marty Straka having a hat trick, if I remember correctly.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
What era? What year was that?
Oh, shit.
That he was on the.
Oh, good Lord. 2002?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
2002, 2003, something like that.
Well, we'll see if our $90 million guy can do something for the Leafs this year. I got my fingers crossed that Nylander does something, but I thought it was pretty cool that his dad played for the Rangers. I have no idea.
He was a great player for the Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea. But anyway, it's a great documentary. If you're a hockey fan, go check it out. Face Off.
Yeah, I also heard the documentary Game 7 is fantastic too, where they touch on the Game 7 of the Canucks versus Rangers 94 Cup.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'll have to, what is that on?
I want to say it's Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime? All right. A lot of good stuff on the Amazon. Check them out. The Amazon. Anyway, listen, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to let you go do your thing. I want to thank you again for appearing on our show a second time. It's always a blast talking to you, dude. I love everything that you put out there. And I hope that we get to chat again. You know me, every once in a while, if I find that Randy Savage clip somewhere on the interwebs, I always send it over to you on Instagram. So,
that's awesome.
you know, so hopefully we'll keep in touch. And again, couldn't thank you enough for being here as always. And all the best in Vegas with the B-52s. Tell Fred I said hello.
Thank you.
Shout out to Pete in the chat. Thank you, buddy. It's good to have you back here again as well. And go Leafs, man. I hope to talk to you soon again.
Yeah, let's go Rangers. And yes, thank you so much for having me on this, guy. It's always an absolute pleasure. Simone, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Lovely meeting you too.
Captain, Dan, everybody, let's stay in touch and maybe invite you guys onto my live stream.
Sweet. There you go. You let us know. You let us know, man. We're always around.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Everybody say goodbye to DJ Cummerbund. Follow him on djcummerbund.com. Good seeing you, buddy. Thank you very much.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, buddy. We'll see you again soon. Thank you. Love it. Drop my pen. Hang on. Absolutely love it. Love it. I dropped my pen. His stuff is just so fun to listen to and
very creative.
Very creative. And yeah, I played his stuff out at gigs. We talked about this one time on, I think, one of the last shows Captain was on before he went on vacation, right? Like sometimes you can get away with playing a good mashup at a gig.
Sure.
Yeah, I love his stuff, man. It's just so good. It's a lot of fun. So
nice.
There you have it. So we're at 10 o'clock, top of the hour. Captain, you've been away a few weeks. Tell the people when they can catch you on your stream if they don't follow you already.
Typically, well, I was away for a few weeks in Southeast Asia. I had a stream last night, my first stream back, and it was fun. Forgot how to push the buttons, but took a little while. But typically not Sunday nights. Wednesdays we would call Humperdinck Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern, and then Fridays kicking off the goddamn weekend, as we like to call it, the screwdriver. Speaking of screwdrivers, one of my mods here tonight, Lucky Lashes, Good to see you here. And a couple of folks that listen to my stream. I think Nata Girl and a couple other folks. There's Chris as well. But yeah, everybody's welcome. I basically play alternative music from the late 70s up to some current stuff and different subgenres of alternative music. You know, there's the 80s new wave alternative. I got some, you know, ranges from, you know, Depeche Mode, New Order to Nine Inch Nails to Killers to, you know, Cold Cave, some of that kind of stuff. So we're all over the map. So it's not just, you know, the standard 5, you know, new wave songs from the 80s. We like to mix it up. And
some New Order, back to Depeche Mode, to Pete, the Pet Shop Boys, back to Depeche Mode, back to New Order. You got
all the good stuff.
You mix it up nice. You mix it up nicey nice.
Yeah. Try to have a bit of a range. Absolutely. So yeah. By all means, anybody wants to stop by sometime, you're always welcome in the captain's quarters. And that sounds creepy as hell, I know, but that's what we call it.
That's what you do. All right. So shout out to you, and make sure you guys in the chat, if you don't follow, make sure you do so. Pete, are you still in the chat? I want to see if you're still here. Appreciate you hanging out, watching your boy. Yeah, there's always room for more screws in the captain's table. All right. I just want to see if Pete's still in the chat, if he's paying attention. Checking on it. 1 second. Wait for it. Real quick. Speaking of Captain Jack Tassick and his Twitch channel, I just started a Twitch DJ channel because, long story short, I streamed from this particular channel last week on, what was it, Friday? I think it was. Lucky Lashes was there. Friday night, I streamed from this channel. I did about 3 hours, what have you. And the next day, my account got suspended. Therefore, I'm back, thankfully, and that almost didn't happen. But I started a new channel. Unfortunately, we can't do shout outs because for whatever reason. But if you go on Twitch and look for DJ Brad93, pretty straightforward stuff. Find it, follow it, would be much appreciated. It's very humbling trying to start a channel up again. I think I got
DJ Brad 93.
DJ Brad 93, because 93 for the great Doug Gilmore, who is aware of the show and might be on, thanks to our guest last week, Rick Campanelli, who put the little bug in Mr. Gilmore's ear. DJ Brad 93. Please follow it. I might start doing my live gigs from there, streaming from there with the videos and the camera on the drunken crowd, which is always good people watching. So please, if you don't mind, do that. That'd be wonderful. Appreciate it.
Well, you haven't lived until you've been in Twitch jail. I was put in Twitch jail a few weeks ago, just before my trip. So,
oh Lord,
it's all sorts of shenanigans in Twitch jail, right?
Did you say shenanigans? Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Wait a second. Why did you actually get banned for? What did you do wrong? Because you had 2 accounts or something?
No, first I want to just say thank you, Chris. Our moderator has to bounce. He's got a real job to get up for in the morning. Thank you, Chris, for being here as always. Everyone says thank you, Chris. I streamed from this particular channel, and I played. I was kind of like piggybacking the best I could off of DJ Bueller, Aaron Schofield. There is no other DJ Bueller, for the record. I was trying to piggyback off of him, got a bit of a raid from him. And so I kind of went with that. I went with that genre, started out with some Morrissey, into everything from, you name it, Big Pig. I played the New Orders. I played the Depeche Modes. And then the next day, boom, got an email that I was restricted for 24 hours. And I'm like, whatever. I laughed about it. But then I thought, I don't want to jeopardize all the hard work that we do here each Monday night and muck up the channel. So I buckled and created a separate one for DJing purposes.
But you didn't create, you just changed the name, didn't you?
No,
because I just looked at DJ Brad 93 and I see that I'm already following.
Are you already following?
Yeah, how?
Maybe. Oh no.
This wasn't like.
Oh, we'll talk offline. I know why. because it was a different name. It was a different name. Yeah. But I don't want to give that name out publicly. Yeah. Because that was like a side hustle, if you will, when I would just harass random streamers because I'm a jerk. Anyway, I was like, let's go legit. Created a brand new name for it, and here we are. On that note, for the folks that are still here in the chat, I want to do this real quick. George.
No.
There he is, coming in with his backside, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the show our boy, Georgie Boy.
Hi, boys and girls.
How are you, buddy? Simone, are you good to stay for George's backside? I know you have to run too.
I can stay for the backside.
All right, George.
And then I'm out.
And then to talk a bit, because I want to talk to Simone a bit.
Yeah. Real quick, for the people in the chat that aren't familiar with George's backside, Pete, if you're still out there, stop with the Diddy comments, Harding. George is going to show the backside of an album. Y'all in the chat have to ask questions and guess who it is. If you guess the correct answer, you will get a $25 Amazon gift card. All right, Amazon.com, not ca.com. So George, show us the backside. Let people start asking the questions.
It's heavy. This is heavy because it's a double album, all the way from 1973.
1973. And by the way, Harding, you cannot win still. And if Bod pops in the chat, he cannot win either. Anybody else wants that, and nor can Lucky Lashes or whether it's Lexi. You four cannot win this week. All right. So we, if you're watching online or on your phone, we enlarge the screen so you can see George's backside clearly. I see water. It's black and white, I think. Right?
I see water.
Yeah, I wish I could see his backside a little closer.
Is that a motorcycle in the water?
It's a scooter. It's like a Lambretta scooter, if you know what one of those is.
Is that a Vespa?
I think it's a Lambretta.
So they couldn't afford a full Harley. So
maybe that's Tom Retro Mix on his scooter.
That's actually a bit of a giveaway. If you have any idea of this particular band from.
Did you put that white border all the way around?
Yeah, because the name of the album.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
It looks. I'll tell you what. It reminds me of the album by U2, something Horizon album. I forget because I didn't like it, but it's got the same kind of look with the white frame around it, kind of thing.
Yeah, no one cares, guy. So listen, not a girl. I know you say no idea, but this is where you got to ask some questions here.
You got to ask questions.
Ask the questions.
Hints.
Band, solo. Love Bunny wants to know: is it a band or solo?
It's a band.
Oh.
Hold on.
It's a band.
Tom's in the chat. And he's got like an immediate guess.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm scrolling. Okay.
Two guesses there. But...
That's a good question.
Good question, Nata Girl. Is it a British band, George?
It is a British band.
All right. So we know it's a band. We know that they're British. And Thomas is guessing.
What era?
You said 70s, right?
The album's from 73. The band started in the 60s and so a year or two ago.
That's
two original band members.
All right. Tom is guessing already in the chat. It's the only guess that we got this far. He says it's The Who.
Is it The Who?
Is it The Who? I hate that Tom got it right.
Yes.
I hate that Tom got it right. Tom, do you know? Awesome. I know Tom's like a Who fan. Do you have this?
That's why then.
I think that's probably why.
Oh,
I know he's. I know he's watching from the other side of. Where are you, Tom? You're in Punta Cana or something like that. Where are you?
Is he on vacation somewhere?
He's on vacation. Ironically enough, I reached out to Terry Green. He's like, "Yeah, I can't," but Tom's on the other end of the island. I'm like, "Well, that doesn't help me." But Tom's on vacation. So Tom, don't make us wait, please. How do you know the name of this album?
And are you slowly peeling off the tape from around the album?
Yes,
what if it damages the album now?
That's okay.
It's not okay. That's like
no. Tom's not. He's not answering because he's in some kind of Dominican Republic Congo line at this point.
He's yeah.
He just wanted to be here. Then yeah.
So does that mean I don't have to pay him the $25?
Correct.
See, Tom did guess the album earlier too.
Oh, is that Quadrophenia, George?
Yes,
Quadrophenia.
Oh, it is. That's why. Because Tom used to be one of those. What are the movie Quadrophenia? A mod. Yes.
That's probably the school.
Not a Twitch mod. The other kind of mod. Yeah.
Before it was about Twitch. Yeah, he was a. That's right. They were called mods, and they wore the big green military jackets, and they rode around in their Vespas. Parkas, yes. Liam Gallagher made the parka famous too.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what he was. Yeah.
So, Tom was a mod. Again, asking the same question third or fourth time. Did you have this album? Is that why you knew of it? I mean, we could be here all night. Vespa with the lights on it and mirrors. Yeah.
He just
unbelievable. Anyway, while we wait for Tom to answer a simple question.
Yes.
Captain, tell us about your trip, my friend.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was one of the, a lot of people like to take different types of vacations. Some people like to chill at home. Some people like to take a cruise. I hate cruises personally, but some people like to go all inclusives like Retro Mix is doing, and I like doing those kind of trips. But this was different. This was one of those trips where I met a friend in Bangkok that I went to university with, and we were pretty good friends back then, and it was just like a free for all. We had no solid plans, and we spent a few days in Bangkok. And
just say that again. You went where?
Bangkok.
Okay.
You want me to say that a few times?
Sorry, Simone. I apologize. I made. Never mind. Go ahead.
And
I know where you're going. It's all good.
No, you're the best.
I managed to stay out of Thai jail. Fortunately, I moved on from there to Phuket. Not Phuket. I was told it's Phuket, and then Chiang Mai in the north of Thailand for a few days. Chiang Mai was quite nice. One of the things about the trip, I went to that beach from the film The Beach with DiCaprio, and it was a beautiful spot, but it was just overrun with tourists. And guilty as charged, I was there too, but it was just a little bit. It was a little bit. I felt a little strange. It was just hundreds and hundreds of people on this beach, just selfies, and it just felt a little. In fact, they had to close that beach for a while because it was basically nearly ruined by how many tourists were there. But anyway, it was a beautiful beach. And then went to Chiang Mai, which was nice. And then over to Hong Kong for a few days, and then finished off in Ho Chi Minh City, aka Saigon. So yeah, it was 3 weeks. It was a lot of fun, and it was very busy. Unlike Tom's vacation in Dominican, it wasn't a relaxing vacation. It was go and flying a lot. But very, very cool trip. Great food. Got to meet a lot of great people. So yeah, just got back Wednesday night and getting back to normal. So yeah, thanks for asking. It was a fabulous trip.
And if you want to see his pictures, you could go on his Instagram, Captain Jack. Is it Captain Jacktastic DJ?
No, actually, I have another Instagram, Ryan_Greer77. That's my real name. So that's where I post most of my trips. So Ryan_Greer77 on Instagram. And I have a number of pictures, including some of the food. And I have an epic shot I took from the top. It's called the Peak Tram in Hong Kong. Maybe some people here have I loved it. Retro Mix. Hong Kong was fabulous. I was just mentioning that I have this little video clip. I'm going to work this into my stream, by the way. I have videos on my stream that I call Cap Cam, and I have this epic shot of me standing, starting on my Captain Jacktastic shirt, and I turn the phone around, and then it just reveals this epic shot of the top of all the buildings and skyscrapers in Hong Kong. So you take this tram right to the top of this mountain and overlook the city. So it was beautiful. Hong Kong was quite expensive, compared to Thailand and Vietnam, but I really liked it. Yeah, Tom, it's I'd encourage anybody to do that kind of trip if you can manage it. Just be prepared for it to be busy. And Thailand was extremely hot. And the other thing is it's funny because people. I tell people about my trip to Thailand, and automatically people think the same thing. And I know what you're thinking as well, Brad. You're thinking I'm going there for
not at all.
Yeah, and it always comes up. Having said that, in the red light districts, you have to check it out. The women there, air quotes, are very aggressive. So I found that got very old very quickly, just trying to pull you in for quote unquote Thai massages and so forth. But these people are making a living, and it's all good fun. And obviously I didn't partake in any of that stuff. But
right, nudge, wink. I'll take it a step further, and I'm embarrassed to say this out loud. Yeah. Once in a while, I like to do.
You probably shouldn't.
Shut up. I'm going to do it anyway. Once in a while, I like to do this little thing I call Twitch Roulette, where I just randomly check out other Twitch channels and see what's out there. There is a channel dedicated. It's a lot. It's live cameras of people in Thailand just roaming the streets, and a lot of what Captain is talking about is I honestly do not remember the name of the stream. I don't follow it. I came across it, and I was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of it. I know what goes on."
Yeah,
but anyway,
Jeff Lepard has posted a lot of videos like that when he's gone.
Who? What?
Jeff Lepard has posted a lot of those when he's gone on YouTube. He posts videos, and you'll find a lot of them on YouTube there too. Just it's like hours of videos just
roaming the streets. And people are coming up to him like, "Hey, you and your friend, $10 everything." It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Name that movie. Go ahead. Name the movie quick.
That's not Platoon. The Kubrick one, right?
Full Metal Jacket. You are correct.
There
you go.
Yeah. So, but it was it was really, really interesting. One other highlight, I'll stop talking about it, was the War Remnants Museum in Ho Chi Minh City, and it goes into great detail. Of course, we talked about the Vietnam War in North America, but they call it the American War over there.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it provides their perspective and in terms of what kind of things went on over there, and also the Coochie. I think I probably pronounced
Coochie Minh City. I want to go to Coochie Minh City. Stacy, we're going.
You guys are hilarious.
Simone's about to walk out.
Oh dear. Right. Well, then I won't even go because you call it Coochie. I think Coochie tunnels. I think they're called, where the tunnels the Viet Cong used to surprise American soldiers and beat the shit out of them over there back in the late 60s. But anyway, interesting place to visit. There's no animosity against North Americans or Canadians or Americans over there. Everybody's very friendly. And these are modern cities for the most part. Sometimes you tend to think that these are, these towns are like they were 50 years ago, but beautiful places. I encourage anybody to get over there and open your eyes about a lot of your misconceptions will be realized, I'm sure.
You actually got to like the food, right?
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. It was fresh. I mean, in Toronto, of course, and Simone and Dan and Staples, that it's a very multicultural city in Toronto, and there's a lot of dishes. You can get Thai food, you can get Chinese, you get Jamaican food, and I love it. I love all that food. But I have not had thankfully the pad Thai that I had over there was significantly better than
different.
I've had here. But it was great.
I don't think anything will beat Rasta pasta in Toronto for me personally. That's the
Kensington.
I heard commercials for that. I'm like, Rasta pasta? Are you kidding me? But anyway. Threw that in there in the mix. I'm glad you had a good time. It's good to have you back. Like I said, you could check him out, Ryan_Greer.
Just one quick non-Thai related question for the captain here. Oh, something I noticed. You mentioned Quiet Riot, Come On Feel the Noise earlier in the show.
Which is a cover.
It is a cover by Slade.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and all their titles were misspelt.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, if you check out, their discography, "Cause I Love You" is COZ.
Okay.
ILOUVU. Yeah, and Mama We're All Crazy Now. Crazy is like CRAZZEE, and things like that.
Another song that Quiet Riot also covered, Mama We're All Crazy.
There you go. Yeah, and they were huge in the
fun
UK.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that's the first video I ever saw on MTV. Yeah.
I used to say that
Simone.
Up the wall,
I know you got a lot of stuff to do, so I figure I'll shut up and we'll let you go.
You don't have to shut up. No.
Why are we letting you hold on? Back the track up. I'm not letting her.
I gotta go.
She's
gotta go.
We didn't have,
oh man!
Hold on.
But I will. I will.
But we didn't have a chance to talk with her. She's been gone for so long, and I miss my Simone, and I want to ask her how everything's going and what she's been up to. Because I missed you on Friday. I was going to go on Friday, and I saw you were on the side stage there.
On Saturday, Lisa.
On Saturday, sorry. Friday.
Lisa, Raw Bass, Pepper Girls. Oh gosh, everybody.
Yeah.
Freedom Williams. I can't remember. Expose.
So I was saying, so Jeff Lepard, actually, who I just mentioned earlier, he was actually at the show. And Jeff he's a friend of mine. He streams quite a bit on YouTube, and he was there and he was streaming. So I was able to watch the show through him.
Nice.
And I saw Lisa's performance. I was actually shocked that it ended so early.
Yeah, she had to cut her show. She had to cut the show because the other acts went too long.
Oh,
yeah.
I guess because if they have OLG stage, they only get so much time, kind of thing, that they book. Wow.
Yeah, but I to me, other acts leading up to, if they find they're going over time, should cut a song from their shows, because if you have the headliners like Rob Bass and Lisa, they should be able to do their full set.
Yeah,
that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah,
you know, I think
agree.
we should cut a song.
I agree.
Just to give those acts the time that they deserve.
Yeah.
But it was a great show either way. It was I mean, when Lisa hit with I wonder if I take you home, people lost it, so it's good.
She opened with one of my favorite songs from her.
Which one?
Let the Beat Hit 'Em.
Yes.
Great song.
Yes.
Hit 'em.
Yes.
Freaking love that. Like that song takes me back to wow.
Yep. It's a classic sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a great show.
So you did Lost in Emotions, my favorite.
Lost in Emotions.
Oh, I love that tune. It reminds me of when I first moved here.
She did that one. Yeah, she did that one. Yeah. Great show. Rob Bass and Kyle demolished the stage.
Yeah.
They demolished it. They are such a well-oiled machine that it's just effortless for them. Yeah.
Came in, were you at the show? Is that what you're saying, that there was too many acts? Show was 3.5 hours and the crowd eventually ran out of steam. So according to Came In.
I agree with that. And that's what I say. They needed to, I know what they're trying to do, but they needed to have all those artists take out 1 or 2 tracks. So those big acts who are the draw could have had their time.
Yeah. Oh, he was there. Okay. And he's saying that Rob Bass, Expose, and the Cover Girls were the best. K-Man's everywhere, man. K-Man's like man on the street. He's everywhere.
I've got some footage from Expose.
Very nice.
Yeah, they were good. And Lisa was on the side though, but it was great. And Rob Bass, but it was great.
I used to have a crush on Joya from Expose when I was in high school. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Good times. It was the neon green that got me. I don't know what it was in the videos and stuff like that. Seasons change, whatever. But you'll be back next week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next week we're gonna have your pal, the one and only DJ Starting From Scratch joining us.
Nice. Okay, beautiful. His party the other night was fire.
I saw the clip.
Yeah, Get On Up was. I was like, if I wasn't gonna be at the Lisa show, that's where I was gonna be.
Yeah, his shows are always off the hook, as the kids say. And I want to talk to him about, a bunch of stuff, but you guys worked together this past summer trying to do the whole, he was trying to set the Macarena record.
The
it
way
was
back.
you,
Yeah,
the way back. It was you. Theo was there.
Yes.
Maybe we try and get can you see if Theo will join us next week as well?
I can see if I can get her on. Sure.
That'd be lovely. And you and Theo were there with Scratch, and obviously his boy Arctic was there.
Yep. Mad Stuntman, Maximilian.
That's right. Yeah.
Who else was on that bill?
Nice full mix there.
Yeah.
Tom says he blames the organizers. I don't know what that. I guess of the event, maybe not. I don't know. Chris came in. His boy Scratch. Yes, I know you swapped the jerseys, so you guys are now BFFs. That's very cool. So wait, Scratch is his pal and Arctic is his boy. All right, I got it.
All right.
Different one for each person. All right, very cool.
So last week when we did have Rick on as well, he was mentioning. So you were doing quite a bit with Rick.
Yes, we were out. We did a couple.
You've been missing in action.
Which I was so tired. Oh my god!
And it was your birthday last Monday.
And it was your birthday. Happy birthday!
It was.
Thank birthday.
You. Thank you. Yeah,
should we all sing "Happy Birthday" to Simone before she leaves?
Sure.
Well, no.
Can we do this? I don't mind. Okay, Kathy, you want to count us? Okay, the count of 3. Y'all ready? 2. Happy birthday to you.
We're terrible.
This is hard. Happy birthday, dear Simone. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Are you 1? Are you 2? There you go. Are you 3?
We're not going there.
And many more.
I could have sang it in many more. I could have sang like Marilyn Monroe did. If you want.
No, you got it. How many shows did you do there with Rick?
We did 3. I haven't toured like that in a while. It was like, get up, get to the show, arrive, sound check. It was like bam, 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 bam. So I knew ahead that by the time we got back, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
My voice was like out. I was tired. No, so it wasn't. Didn't lose my voice because of singing. I lost my voice because I was tired. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, no, home was good. I passed out for the day. That was it. Yeah.
Wow.
What is? Oh my goodness! Leave the singing to Simone.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Thanks for
That's
joining
hilarious.
us late, Lexi. Appreciate you. Yeah.
That's
Well, of
hilarious.
course. Yeah. I mean,
So I have
Go
a
ahead.
question for Simone. I know you
Yeah.
got to go, Simone, but as
Yeah.
a professional vocalist, professional
Yeah.
singer, how do you keep your voice, or how do you prepare your voice before a show or after? What's your regimen to ensure things don't go sideways?
The main one is sleep. The main one is sleep.
That's a hint,
Yeah.
by the way.
Rest. You have
Yeah.
to rest.
Like,
Because unlike everybody else, they can pick up an instrument and warm it up. If I'm tired, it
It's
goes.
up.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You because then you start to push your vocals, and then that's where you lose your voice. So for me, I've always been that way. Even with BKS, Love Inc., people would Rob Bass used to tease me. He'd be like, "Anybody seen Simone?" Because as soon as I'm done,
Wow.
back to my hotel room, and I'm like
Mhm.
sitting back and watching a movie or going to sleep, because people
Right.
think glamour, 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 and you're like, no, I gotta time out.
Yeah.
I would only
Yeah.
party when I know there's like a 3-day gap between shows, or the shows at the end of it, because then I'm like, okay, I'm good. So
Right.
yeah, no smoke, no nothing. You just gotta take care of it.
So no special drinks or lemon concoctions with
No,
a
I have
raspberry.
I have a lozenge that I kind of tuck in my cheek that gives you a little bit more saliva, which is great, because sometimes different rooms can be dry, depending where you are. And I do warm-ups depending. If I find my voice is a little bit huskier, then I'm like, let me open it up, stretching of the face, the tongue, and some scales, different types of scales, just to open it up and warm it up. Tongue rolls, lip rolls, all that stuff. Yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
a lot of, and you do the scale while I'm doing that, and that's for anybody. If you find your voice is out or you're tired, those are good ones.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I may use that one for when I'm on the mic.
Hey, it works. It
You
works.
should try a mask, Dan. That would be better.
Oh wow. Okay.
I had to get rid of them.
Son of a biscuit.
Oh wow. No love there.
Dan knows I love him. Dan knows I love him. Anyway, all right, Simone, we'll let you go. Thank you.
I'll leave you because I know Dan is going to
Yep.
ask me.
Yep.
The one that this one says, believe so deeply that it has no other choice but to manifest for you.
Very beautiful.
So
There you go. There it is.
There you go. My words of wisdom for the day.
Simone's words of wisdom. There you have it.
Thanks, guys. Have a great
We'll
rest of
see
the
you
show.
next
Bye,
week with
everybody.
Scratch.
See
Thank
you
you,
next week.
Simone.
Yes.
You're the
Thank you,
best.
Guys,
Simone.
no worries.
We'll
Thanks
see you.
thank you for your patience. Have a good one.
You.
Thank
Thank you
Bye,
very
guys.
much.
See ya.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Real quick, thank you, Simone. You're the best. Real quick, Dan, you okay, man, for $25 from last week's gift card?
Yeah,
'Cause
thank you. I was about to ask that. I forgot who.
I got you. I got it.
Okay.
I got the email address. I got to give it. Lexi, you got to send me your email address, as do you.
I just want to meet K-Man in person, and I'll just give him $25.
Well, you could do that. Just give him the cat. Give it to him all like loonies and toonies.
You know
That's
what I
all
found
good.
out? Apparently, that it's illegal in Canada to pay over so much money in change.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's something I came across. You know, when you're scrolling on Instagram and it's stupid things for no reason.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that popped up. Did you know? That it's
What's the
illegal?
limit? What's the?
Oh, I think it's like a few $100 or something, but I don't know.
I'd just be pissed if somebody came in and dropped a bunch of pennies on the counter.
Yeah.
I would be what I would do is I would bring it right up to, so it's say $200. I'd do $199.99 in nickels and go,
Yeah.
hey man, I'm just following the goddamn law.
That's
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Or if it's like $1,000, just hey, I like to do installment payments.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good idea.
Listen, side note, if I'm working anywhere that you got to come up to me and pay me in coins, I think I should be more pissed about working wherever that would be. Just
Yeah.
putting that up there. Putting that
Good
up there.
point.
We got some time, but go
Brett,
go
you
ahead.
mentioned that singing "Happy Birthday" Marilyn Monroe style. Have you ever had to actually do that?
What has he ever had to sing Marilyn Monroe
Yeah.
style?
Have you guys ever had to do that?
I'm curious why you have.
I've done it for shits and giggles.
Because I know that's where it's going. That you have,
Exactly.
George. Really?
Yeah, a friend of mine. He used to. We used to do the internet radio show, the Atomic Ballroom. He used to sponsor it, and Nick Arnold is his name. I'll name him. And it was his birthday. He used to run a company, but he still does, a detailing company, Downforce Detailing in Oshawa. And his birthday was one Friday at the bar I was working at. It used to be my regular Friday night. And he said, I want you to sing Happy Birthday to me in the bar, like Marilyn Monroe style, Mr. President. I'm like, no, Nick, I'm not doing that. And he said, no, I want you to do it. It's my birthday. So I had to stand up in the bar on the Friday night.
Did you have to? Anyways,
and actually have to do Happy Birthday on the mic for him. You know what I mean? I thought, I wonder why this guy's even a friend to make me do that. But there you go.
Didn't have to. I'm saying, George, he didn't have to.
Yeah, and his wife was pretty insistent as well. So,
Wild.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a little taste right now?
What we've learned here today is that George succumbs to peer pressure very easily.
Oh, well, we should have a chat about the weirdest things you've been asked to do as DJ.
Oh,
but not now.
As DJs.
Yeah, offline. That'd be offline.
No, he said as DJs.
That was one of the most bizarre things I had to do.
Tell you what, you just do it one time and you're labeled for life. That's all I have to say about that.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I was asked to do something, but again, I said no. Just saying, George. But anyways, I was asked to actually DJ a wedding that was for a bunch of nudists, and they were going to do it at midnight.
Yeah.
And at midnight, they said they were going to go and disrobe, and they were getting married in a pond somewhere. So they were going to be standing all with their guests disrobed in a pond. And they said, as long as you don't have any issues with that, I said, I have no issues with it. I'm not going to be doing it,
But you didn't do the gig, but were you supposed to be nude as well?
Yes. Yeah. They said if
I would go. Just
and I just said, I'm sorry, electronics and water just don't mix. That was my excuse.
Yeah. How about my dick being out next to a turntable don't work for me either?
No.
Sorry.
Oh, never reached probably, but
no, that's true too.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we can find out right now. We can ask Dan if you can. Go ahead, Dan.
What's that?
How much? Yeah. How much were they paying, Dan? How much were they paying?
Honestly, Lex, I don't even think I bothered quoting them. I really do not think I quoted them.
Yeah.
I just thought it was weird. I was like, you're gonna have your family and your friends there, and I don't know. Maybe it's not weird for
you could have just had one of those. You could have just put a merkin on. You know what a merkin is?
No.
Anybody?
I don't want to know, but go on.
No.
MER. It's a Hollywood thing. So when you see people in films having sex and they look nude, they're not. They have these. They're like little things they put. Yeah, they're called merkins. They put them on your junk vicinity, and it just gets enough so the camera doesn't see it. So they're called merkins. So you could. Well, my point is, you could have, or maybe a giant fig leaf or something along those lines.
Right.
Turning down some good money, right?
So. Right. A giant fig leaf with, I'm sure, lots of room to spare, but whatever. Just saying. Anywho, so let's do this.
Let's move on from Dan's penis to something.
Please. Yeah, right. See, once Simone leaves, it's like all down.
I know.
By the way, nudists are never attractive people, for the record. They are the worst looking people. Look, I'm no Adonis, but god damn, nudists are not good looking people, and a lot of times they're not below the age of. I'm 54, so whatever. They're just not good looking people. I'm going to put that out.
That's that's the interesting thing is you always picture them as like that 70s kind of.
Oh, like with a little Macy Gray going on. I get it.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. Earth Mama. Okay, let's get out of this. Let's talk about the Grammys. Let's talk about the Grammys. 67th annual Grammy nominees came out earlier this week. Dan and I talked a little bit about this in our free time before. Found a lot of these things pretty interesting. So I want to run down some of these before we head out. Nominees for what's up, bud? Good to see you. Nominees for the album of the year: Andre 3000. If you don't know, he's one half of Outkast, right? Beyonce with Cowboy Carter. Sabrina Carpenter with Short and Sweet. Speaking of Dan and a fig leaf. Charlie XCX with Brat. Jacob Collier with whatever. I don't even know who that is. Billie Eilish for Hit Me Hard and Soft. Chappelle Rowan and Taylor Swift. Right, that's album of the year. Got to be honest with you. I don't think Beyonce's going to win it. And there's no Dua Lipa in the mix there, by the way, right, Dan? I didn't ask for the song, but okay.
I'm playing it. If they're not going to play it, I'm playing it.
So anyway, those are the album of the year nominees. I don't think so. Beyonce made a big deal coming out with this country album, and
well, first of all, to mention about Beyonce also holds the record, from what I understand right now, for the most amount of nominations in a single year.
And Beyonce does?
Yeah, it's either in a single year or is it combined all together? I don't know. I don't know. Somebody want to confirm that exactly.
Okay. Yeah. But here's my take on the whole Beyonce album, right? She came out like gangbusters. She's going to do country. She's trying to prove her point. God bless. She's Beyonce. She's super talented. She blonded up her hair. She looks hot, right? But the song kind of Texas Hold'em kind of kept. Are you familiar with the song Texas Hold'em by Beyonce?
Absolutely not.
No.
So,
right.
You said
George. How about you?
I think I heard it once, but I just thought it kind of didn't sound particularly outstanding. It was just,
yeah.
Could be one of
it came out right. It was a big to do. It came out. It was a big to do, and then just kind of went away.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't that great? I just thought it wasn't that great.
There's a tornado.
Yeah.
So you said album of the year, though. So you got to look at the full album.
You're right.
Yes. So who else is in that category again?
Andre 3000, Beyonce, Sabrina Carpenter, Charlie XCX, who has some great songs, Jacob Collier, Billie Eilish, Chappelle Rowan, and Taylor Swift. I mean,
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna say no. Beyonce's kind of got it, but I think there's a lot of other great ones in there as well.
Yeah, and then I think the Twitch commercial with Beyonce. Yeah,
I think Billie Eilish can easily take it. I think Chappelle may be able to take it. I mean, who's to stop Taylor from winning that?
Mm-hmm. She is T-Swizzle and all.
T-Swizzle.
All right, record of the year nominees go to the Beatles, Now and Then. How about that? Beyonce, Texas Hold'em, Sabrina Carpenter, Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, Kendrick Lamar, Chappelle Rowan, and Taylor Swift. Again, Beyonce's not going to win it. I don't know who's going to win it out of that group, but I can tell you who's not going to win it, and that's Beyonce. I'd like to see the Beatles win record of the year. I would love that.
I mean, it would be great. I think it would be great. But we're definitely, of course, missing, and are not missing, but we're not mentioning Sabrina Carpenter, who I think also has a really good chance in this category to go to.
Or are you just saying it because you had her song queued up?
No, because I was typing it as you were talking. So this was a big track too, though. This was a big track over the summertime, especially. Yeah. So I think it stands a chance.
No, I wouldn't like to see the Beatles win it.
Right?
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't? No, how come?
No, yeah. No, it's just not right. I don't know. You got to move on. As much as I loved the Beatles back in the day and what have you, and when I was growing up, or in my early teens and everything. But no, I just think you got to go with more, contemporary stuff for sure. I mean, yeah, it's great to get the nomination. That's fantastic. Let's just look at who's, you've got these artists, but is it tell young artists, or, you know what I mean? Like, if we're going to have some band that's like from 60 years ago, what's wrong with the music business if they do that?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you know what it is, George? It's because of the way that it was done.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty clever.
Yeah.
And everything, but,
Yeah.
I got
What about Artist of the Year? What's the
best new artist? Benson Boone.
Benson Boone.
Sabrina Carpenter. Okay. And I hope I say this right. My daughter will kill me if I don't. Is it Doechii? Doechii? I just wanted to say Doechii. Doechii. Doechii? I don't know.
No idea.
Doesn't get my vote anyway.
What it is? That's the song. Anyways.
What it is, ho? What's up? That one?
Yeah, let me play it. Hold up.
Is it the hip hop song?
Yeah, with Kodak Black.
What it is, ho? What's up? Yeah, I like this song.
Yeah.
I do. I snorted. I do like this song.
Yeah.
Wait,
All
let,
right.
let the chorus play. Wait, let the chorus play. 'cause it's a little love. I do. I like it. Up. All right.
Doechii.
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 Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
still
Who else
douchey.
was in that? Start from the beginning again. You said there was
Benson Boone,
Boone, yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter, Douchey, Krung Gibbon, Ray, Chappelle Rowan, Shabuzi. Stop. And then Teddy Swims. Teddy Swims.
All right,
Look,
now I used to tell you about Jose's song, right?
Enderman, how are you? Nice to see you. Where are you watching
But-
from?
Cannot get enough. I'm telling you right now, I cannot get enough of this track from Teddy Swims, Here the Door. Listen to this. Just listen.
I think you might be right. It's Chapel or whatever. Can't say half of them right. That's true. We do talk about Dan's junk sometimes.
So Enderman was asking about what this is all about. Is new here. So
Yeah, everyone say thank you. Everyone say hi to Enderman in the chat. Let us know where you're watching or listening from. You're at the what we do here is called the DJ Staples 93 Roundtable. I'm DJ Staples. My government name is Brad. The guy up top in the bad hat, that's Danny Boy. The captain over there in the Canadian shirt, that's Captain Jack Tastic. Follow him on the Twitch, Captain Jack Tastic. And of course, our friend here in the bottom right corner. Nobody puts George in the corner. DJ George Andrew. So we're happy you're here. How did you find us? And we appreciate you joining the chat and sticking around because a lot of people are like, "What the hell am I watching?" And then they're out the door. So we're happy that you're here. You're in Cali. All right. How did you come across our channel? That's cool. Watching from the West Coast. Very nice. I'm glad you're here. What were we saying, Dan? Oh yeah. So best new artist. Teddy Swims. Great. I like the idea of Teddy Swims winning because he was homeless. Right, he was singing on the streets. Somebody discovered him, and now he's like a megastar. I would have gone with "Lose Control" as a song of his. It's slower. It's got a good bluesy feel to it.
Well, that's why it was. I don't disagree with you. That's why it was. That's why. Anyways, yeah.
That's right. You're among
Lose Control was more well known, was more played, and everything like that. So
yes.
But the door is becoming bigger.
Okay. All right. So let's do this now. Song of the year.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. It's go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say this, but we're gonna go to Song of the Year. We're gonna go to Love Bunny's gonna be on standby, ready to go. She knows. Hopefully, she knows what she's gonna do. Song of the Year first. Go.
Song of the Year. A bar song by Shabuzi. I'm over that. Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Die with a Smile. Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone, Fortnite. I do like that song. Chapel, Rowan, Good Luck, Babe. Is that the song we started off with last week?
It is, yes.
Ugh. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. That's a Drake diss track. So if you like that kind of stuff. Sabrina Carpenter, Please, Please, Please. Not to be fooled with the Smiths. Please, Please, Please. And Beyonce with Texas Hold'em.
Or the Beatles, Please, Please, Please. No. That's Please, Please Me.
Please, Please Me.
Yeah.
Please, Please Me. That's one less pleasing than me. She's like, there's too much for a poll. Oh, I see what you're
Yes, we're not doing the poll.
Guess we're not doing a poll.
I'm curious to see where the chat was at for that one. I wanted to do a poll.
All right. A lot of people in chat don't even know who the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
I know.
Actually, I'm gonna
have the panel here. Does it know?
See you next week. I'll see you guys next week. I'm just gonna have to cut out.
Okay, Georgie boy.
Okay.
George.
All right.
All right. Everyone see George next week when he comes back with another backside. Thank you, George. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. And so we're not doing a poll. Okay. Best pop vocal album. Here are the nominees. Sabrina Carpenter, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, Chapel Rowan.
Which song from Ariana?
It's best pop vocal album, so it's the Eternal Sunshine.
Okay, go on.
Chapel Rowan, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, and Taylor Swift, The Tortured Poets Department. There you go. I got to be honest with you. This is why I don't watch the Grammys anymore. Because it's like, it's crap.
No, but it's not crap. Listen, you
it's
just
crap.
stay on with new music and that's it. And then you see
current music, I think, is terrible.
It's not the same as
I like some songs, but overall, I think it's terrible. That's just my opinion.
I personally myself, I've said this for years, maybe decades. I think
it is Lucky
all
Legend,
of these awards shows focus too much nowadays. And I think I've said this on the show before a year ago or two ago. Focuses too much nowadays on performances. And don't get me wrong, I think performances are important because there's historic performances that have been done on these award shows. But I really do think more of the awards are what's needed.
Okay.
You know what's interesting though, too, on a kind of related note to that, I don't know if anybody else saw a similar article. There's a very well-known DJ in Canada named Alan Cross. I think you know who he is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who he is. He talked about this once, but I read an article about the fact, and we were talking about music, pop music today, or current music. Like I haven't watched the Grammy in years. Is that because I'm out of touch? Probably, but there's something in the way your brain works when you're between the ages, I think they said 20 and 23, when you are at that part of your life and you're listening to whatever you're listening to at the time. For me, it was stuff like, Joy Division and Depeche Mode and things like that. That's the stuff that gets hardwired that you generally will like. Sure, I'm open to new music. I still want to discover new music, but it's going to be in that general ballpark of music. I remember when I was in high school, I was never into Madonna and Michael Jackson, things like that. But something in your head hardwires you to see. Some people say, "Well, the music's not the same as it was." Well, it is. It's just that you're
not as that's a good point too. But, and I find like if you're like, well, how do we explain it? I love house music, right? Love to play it. I love listening to it. So I give it my attention. I research it. Sure. I find new artists. I do all that kind of stuff. If you're not into a particular genre, you don't really do the research. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I know the basics because I have to, right, for my job. Same thing with Dan, or if you're doing those types of gigs,
sure,
you need to know what's going on out there.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? But I definitely do not follow pop music today like I would have if I was my kid's age. Let's say I'm not 16, but the thing is, she's taught me 16. There is some really good artists out there that, again, because that's not typically in our wheelhouse. I just saw Saturday Night Live last weekend. I don't know if you watched it. Bill Burr was the host. Fantastic. The musical guest was a kid by the name of McGee. Three-man band. This kid on guitar singing. Kind of cool. A little bit. He seems a little off, but it was good, like alternative rock kind of pop stuff. But that's where sometimes you get a lot of that too, right? Because Saturday Night Live is always on point and trying to be current and all that kind of shit. So McGee, worth checking out, I think, on the two songs I heard. But again, if it's not in our wheelhouse, we don't give it the extra time or the effort to kind of dig and find out about it and know what's good, and then hear somebody else and go, "Oh, that reminds me. Let me check out that." You know what I mean? Like, I guess maybe that's part of the reason too.
Well,
for me, that is anyway.
That's the other thing too, is where do you discover new music? Whatever type of music you listen to. It used to be the radio, right? It used to be terrestrial radio. Sometimes I find a lot of alternative music that I like on Twitch, on other DJs channels, and some of the stuff is way out there, and I don't necessarily wouldn't play it on my stream or whatever, but the way people are experiencing discovering new music is completely different. Now, like you said, you're researching for your gigs and you got to be a lot more proactive. And I do that to some extent, but what do you do, Dan, in terms of what's your process for finding? Is just listening to, like, looking at the charts? Because
no, for me, it's not really too much on the charts. It is more so like listening to, there's two big factors. One of them is listening to XM or radio or whatever. And the big thing, to be honest, for me, is knowing what, like, when the crowd comes up and asks, when people are coming up and requesting songs, and when you start hearing that same song over and over, and it's like, okay, let's start playing this more and more, right?
Yeah.
So I'm part of a pool that it's just once a month I get the music. So I get that. And then when I find remixes that I like, I start hitting up with extended mix on certain songs there too.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of finding those tracks and keeping them in the library ready to go. So when people come up, bam, I can play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Enderman. He had to leave. I think they left. I say he, but I don't want to assume. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Come check us out again.
Lucky brings up a good point too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Classic 90s feel for sure.
Like a few weeks ago, I went and saw James with Johnny fucking Marr, and it's interesting. Oh, by the way, Tom, I think you were at that same show, and I didn't.
That's right. You didn't
Was that the
recognize
same
each
show?
other.
Didn't recognize. It was dark and I have terrible eyesight. But anyway, the point being is that, of course, James used to open for the Smiths back in the 80s, and so it's almost like it's come full circle. And there's a lot of openers that they're the up and comers, right? So when I go and see shows, I really try to listen to the opening act, because for some reason or the other, that band, that headliner has identified something in that opener, probably, or maybe not them specifically, but they're in the same ballpark musically. So so it's a good point Lucky makes.
Good point. I saw a band. Who did I go to see in New York? I went and saw the Beat, or the English Beat, as we call them in North America, at Irving Plaza in New York City a bunch of years ago. And the opening band was a band called Big D and the Kids Table. Captain, you might actually like them. They're a Boston band, ska band, full of white dudes. The lead singer looked like David Spade on crack. That's how I could best describe them. But Big D and the Kids Table, their hit tune was called "Shining On." Wasn't radio friendly, anything like. I mean, it's a great ska. It's just, check them out. But just, it's things like that, like Lucky Lashes is saying, like. Complete unknown opener. I'm like, holy crap! Like, these guys are really, really good. Who
Ryan,
else?
what were you carrying that you were afraid of Tom there?
I wouldn't talk to Tom in public either.
What were you carrying that you were afraid to see him because he was wearing a Toronto police hat? Did you think he was an actual cop ready to bust you?
No, I didn't recognize Tom. Is my point. I think I might have walked by him several times because of going to the bathroom, because I had 17 beers that night probably.
Right.
And no, that's probably what it was. And I just, you're frenetic, you're moving around and you're jumping. But I think it was Staples. You mentioned that Tom was there, so I didn't. I wasn't being a dick. So
yeah,
in all fairness, sorry, Tom. I'm just saying. I'm being honest about this. It's not a joke, but he saw you too,
right?
So it goes both ways, right?
Right.
He didn't say a word to you.
Is that him? I don't know if that's really him or not. So you never know. Yeah.
You gotta ask.
Tom, next time, if you don't mind, if you're going to a concert and like there's a good chance maybe there's similar bands that we like, just so I can identify, if you could have a small monkey on your shoulder, that would be wonderful. Then I would
racist. You can't say that.
Be able to pig you out right away. Any kind, a parrot. I'll take a parrot.
Okay. All right. Fun fact in the news: 40 monkeys escaped from a science testing lab. 40 of them. That's a lot of monkeys.
That's
on your back. Yeah.
It's a round number of monkeys too.
Yeah.
40 in the nose. Where was this?
I forget where. I'm thinking somewhere in the States, though. I could be wrong.
That's fake news. Then you haven't given us the full details. You're making this up, aren't you?
No, I'll Google it. If I Google dolls it, it's real. They caught one. Lucky Lashes. See, she's on top of shit. She knows they caught a monkey.
Well, maybe they're just returning them.
The silence is just golden silence. What?
Maybe they're just they should just let them go. They maybe don't try to recapture them. Let nature take its course, right? Maybe that's right. The best. South Carolina. Okay, I have to look that up. Poor bastards.
No, it's real. Oh, it's real.
Monkeys eat your face off. You know that, right? Chimps, they'll eat your face off.
Yeah, I mean, those orangutans, though, they're kind of cute.
Orangutan.
Go back. What about Right Turn, Clyde? Remember that one with Clint Eastwood way back in one day?
Oh man, I remember sneaking into the movies at Cedarbrae Theaters in Scarborough and watched I watched Every Which Way But Loose with Clint Eastwood, I think 4 times back to back.
That's the one. That's the one. Right Turn, Clyde. Now
Classic
he's
movie.
mad and old. He's like, get off my lawn. That's my Clint Eastwood impression.
Yeah.
So many impressions. Anyway, that being said, I'm glad Tom's here actually watching the show tonight from his vacation. I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for doing that. Terry Green's on the other side of your island. He can't tune in.
Have a drink for us. Yeah, why can't he?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's 11 o'clock. Starting in January of 2025, we're going to go back to the 8 o'clock time slot, 8 p.m. That's right. I'm putting it out there. So we're going to finish off the year at 9, New Year, 8 p.m. We'll be sure to remind you. I may forget. It just popped in my head, so I figured why not say it? Whatever comes in my head, I spew it out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to get you a gift card. Text me. I owe Lexi a gift card. I owe Lucky Lashes a gift card, and now Thomas. So $75 I got to shell out. But that's okay. That's okay. And then Dan's going to send K-Man his gift card.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it. By the way, when I streamed over the weekend, I want to shout out Grey Dog, who is not here. What a nice guy this guy is. I ended up pulling in $300 for that one stream, which, you know, I got level whatever the hell it was, and he set records. What was it, Lucky Lashes? Did he give me 100,000 biddies or something ridiculous? Like, saying it out loud, it sounds so like silly. But yeah, Grey Dog was just shelling it like he had whatever. It was very, very nice of him. And when all was said and done, it made like $300. So that's where your gift. Yeah. 10,000 bits and 30 subs. Yeah. So that's where your gift cards are coming from. Yeah. So
nice.
Shout out to him. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's pretty nice, right, Retro Mix? Anyway, so the bits and subs in this show, it goes back to you guys. So maybe next week we can get a hype train. We got DJ starting from scratch on the show next week, 9 p.m. Captain, you will not be here next week. Am I correct?
That is correct.
All right. He's got to do his community service, so he can't be here next week. Dan, you'll be here. I believe Simone will be here, and hopefully George will be here again and stick around and do his backside and all that other good stuff. So,
but you're saying starting next month, January.
Yeah, January 2025. We're going to go back to the 8 p.m. time slot. I liked being, he's still doing bi-weekly, Nata Girl. Yes. With Rick, it was cool doing 8 o'clock to 10.
Yeah.
And it was just nice getting out a bit early off of this thing. Didn't matter for Dan and I because we were on the phone till like 3 a.m. talking to somebody. But regardless, we got out of here nice and early. I'm pretty psyched. Doug Gilmore will be on the show. Speaking of Rick Campanelli, who is amazing, Doug Gilmore will be on the show at some point. He's my all-time favorite hockey player, in case you don't know, hence the 93. Rick put the bug in his ear. It's still mind-blowing to me that he's aware of the show. He said he would do it. It's just a matter of figuring out a time and a date when he can do it. So I don't want to harass Rick every 2 minutes. Did you talk to him? Did you talk to him? So when time permits, we will have the great Douglas Gilmore on our show eventually. Next week, though, DJ starting from scratch. Dan and myself will be back. Captain's off. Simone will be back next week, like I said, and George. Follow Captain Jacktastic on the Twitch for his streams. Hump Day, the Freak God, the GD weekend, all that good stuff. Put on your notifications. I'm sure everybody in here pretty much already follows you because most of the people that watch you are what's here right now. So thanks God for you, sir, Captain.
Thank you for having me.
What's that?
Thank you for having me.
Anytime, man.
Appreciate it. It's
fun. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Whatever. It is what it is. And then, follow my...
Your Stream Elements is not hooked up.
I don't know what the hell... I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe it has something to do with when I was restricted for the 24 hours. Twitch is a dick. Yeah. Fuck you, Twitch.
By the way, I'll add one thing that just reminded me. Nata Girl, we're talking about her schedule and work schedule. One thing that I often do on my streams, because she's in the West Coast, she's in British Columbia, 3 hours behind Toronto. So sometimes around 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock, she's having lunch. So I have the Captain Jacktastic microphones live in her lunchroom or wherever she's eating lunch, and we have live audio of her chomping her food.
Ooh.
It's live audio feed. So if you want to tune in for that sometime.
I'm going to top you on that one. In our mod Love Bunny, I can't even speak to say this. In Love Bunny, in her bedroom when she's sleeping at night, I have a camera on. Oh, never mind.
Wait, what?
Creepy at all.
Is this the?
He's like, whoa! You wish. Hey, you can stream it on Twitch. People will watch you sleep. Story. Anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for the raid. Sarah's going to take care of that. Appreciate you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Whatever. Pick one of the two that we gave you. There you go. That's how you can pay your bills. Look, OnlyFans, it is what it is, but it's a moneymaker. Thank you, Bod. It was nice seeing you. Mike Harding, that was here before. Lucky Lashes, of course. Love Bunny. Nata Girl BC. Retro Mix Toronto. Thank you, buddy, from your vacation watching. Appreciate it. Edelman, that was here before. I hope I said the name right. Nata Girl, did I say you? Pete, and of course, our guest, DJ Cummerbund. He was the best. He's so great. Go check him out. Go, just pull up his shit on YouTube and spend like hours just listening to his mashup. So good.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't forget anybody. Lexi, of course. Nick was here before. I don't know if he's still here, your brother. Who else? Real McShady, thank you. And who else? K-Man, of course, and Wookiees lurking in the background. Good night to everybody. Enough with the Eli shit. Jesus Christ. Dead to me. Thank you. We'll see you all next week on Monday, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Captain. Thanks, Dan.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.